Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're doing well today. As I come before you to talk about game two in the NFL with the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville travels to Tennessee to take on their arch enemy, uh, franchise nemesis, Tennessee Titans. Well, the Titans, we know we love to hate them. Uh, a lot of people say you need to get over it, but guess what? It's hard for the Jaguars to get over it. 1999, the Tennessee Titans was the only team to defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars, the only team in 1990. Jacksonville was just rolled over everyone, but they lost to Tennessee three times in that year, ending in the AFC Championship game. Ever since then, they've been our nemesis. They've been the one that just like a fly, just like a barking dog, just like a net. They've always been there to aggravate the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans. And this week, I believe it's going to be the same. First of all, let me back up and say I was I and who could have predicted last week? What a remarkable effort. I take my hat off. What a remarkable effort by the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. They played them Colts for real. I mean, they had Rivers on the ground. They was intercepting them. Them everybody. They played good on. Robinson is surprisingly a pretty good player, and he's. I know he's the fourth was the fourth string, and now he got his opportunity to be the first string. The wide receiving core, I did call that about the passing game. I knew that Jacksonville had a passing game. They have veteran wide receivers, and of course, they work well with Gardner Minshew. The line, I did not know that Jacksonville offensive line was going to step up like they did, but they did. They stepped up and they played ball. They played like men against that Colts defensive line, and that was shocking to me. And not only that, the Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line played very well. Miles Jack, man, he was all over the place. I mean, I thought he was Calais Campbell the way he was all over the place. They let Miles Jack loose, and that's C.J. Henderson, man. He played a great game too. And on the other side, his partner. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name right now. But the two cornerbacks played pretty good. They played really good, especially C.J. Henderson being, a rookie. He played phenomenal. I mean, I think as a team we had three interceptions. One of them was take either three or four interceptions. One of them was called back because of a poor ensuing play. But the bottom line, it was, and then the stop. Remember the stop by the defense on the fourth and one on the goal line. They stopped the Colts. So the Jaguars played phenomenal this past Sunday, and I'm sure they're still on the high. And those young boys, believe in themselves. Uh, Bringing that into this upcoming game against the Tennessee Titans, you're going into a Titans team who played uh, a tough game this past week. They had a tough game, but they won, and they're in second place in the AFC South. Right now, Jacksonville's in first, and they're in second. But with that being said, what is this going to look like on Sunday? Well, what it's going to look like Sunday is another slug out. But Tennessee, I mean, we're in Tennessee. So uh, it's going to be another slugfest, but I'm still not convinced that this is not a fluke. I know we're in first place. I know everybody's excited about the win, and I really hate to be put in this position, but as a 8-year season ticket holder who've watched the ups and down, and someone who followed the Jags since since they started, it's hard for me right now to go and say the Jags going to win Sunday because they're gonna go into Tennessee. This is the test right here. This is an early test. They can beat the Titans and go 2-0 in the AFC South. That would be phenomenal. That would just really wake the NFL up. Yeah, okay, the Colts, they kind of always beat the Colts. So that's what people can ride on now. Yeah, they the Colts. They kind of always beat the Colts. But if they go into Tennessee and beat the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, that says a lot. I'm going to be really watching this game, and I'm sure you are. I believe that Jacksonville is going to stay close with the Tennessee Titans. I believe that they're going to have problems when Tennessee makes some adjustments at halftime. I believe that in the third quarter, Tennessee is going to either get an interception or there's going to be some broken play where Tennessee winds up going up by 14. And I think that's going to be too much for the Jaguars. I'm predicting the Tennessee Titans beat the Jaguars 34-20 in a very tough game, emotional game. I believe they'll open it up in the third quarter. So that's pretty much going to be my take this week. That the Tennessee Titans going to move into first place with a victory of the Jaguars, and Jacksonville will go into second place in the AFC South after another loss to Tennessee. Now, I hope they prove me wrong. I was wrong last week, and I admit it, and I'm glad I was wrong last week. But you gotta realize, man, I've been following this team for a long time, and I mean, I'm just hoping maybe the culture is changing, and we don't realize it. I tell you, in 2017, we didn't realize it until about week 4, and that's pretty much what's going to happen this year as well. If they beat Tennessee Titans, that's 2 games up in the AFC South. That's really a big deal. So we'll see how it all fans out. I'm rooting for them. I'm pulling for them. I'm just this year is all about being realistic. It's all about being realistic this year. So my prediction is that Tennessee will defeat the Jaguars 34-20 on Sunday to move into first place, and Jacksonville move into second place. All right, that's my take for this week. Go Jags!